Hey, MCARBO brother, I'm Chris Nelson, President of MCARBO. Really excited to introduce new Hi-Point Carbine extended charging handle. It'll work for all Hi-Point Carbine models and calibers, so you don't have to worry about that. We love the way this incorporates the factory bolt and it hides it. So it hides the head of it. This is wider, this is longer, not too long and not too wide, but just enough to give you the right amount of purchase. You could actually get a decent grip on there, especially if you're running the extra power recoil spring that we've got in here. It makes it a little bit stiffer, the operation. So we wanted to give you something that'd be a little easier to manipulate and operate. So still got that bolt hold open feature there, all right, that we got from the factory, which is nice. I do like the way they designed this and made it a little bit useful. It's not just your standard little charging handle flipping back and forth. They had to put a little machine feature in there to allow it to lock and locate right here into the receiver cover. So love this, really great concept. We've got something much more functional and useful. I love it. And we're able to simply do a quick drop-in replacement for the factory little nub. So the factory one is short and narrow, which is worst case scenarios, both of which. So this is a little wider and a little bit longer, not too long. We didn't want it to impede any operation if you were moving. We don't want you hitting stuff, but we made it just right and I'm really excited about it. Works great with that extra power recoil spring. Really hope you guys enjoy this. Looking forward to the feedback. I'll show you how to put this in, but you probably already know how. Remove the bolt, put the new one on, put the bolt back in. The end. All right, guys, get over your tabletop, give you a little demo. Now, as always, guys, let's go ahead and check our firearms together, make sure they're clear. Now, there is a little bolt hold open feature here in the Hi-Point Carbine, so you just pull back on the charging handle and then push it in. See that? So there's a little step down there on the charging handle that fits into that little circular shape there in the operating range here. So you'll notice that little cutout, just in case you've never seen it before. All right, check chamber, bolt face, magazine well, this firearm's clear. All right, so real simple and easy. All we got to do, pull up, let it go forward. All right, we're going to remove this stock bolt and then simply drop in the new one. Parts needed for this build: the Hi-Point Carbine extended charging handle by MCARBO. This is A311 stress-proof carbon steel. It is wider, it is longer than the factory charging handle. Feels great, gives you great control of that bolt operation. Love this. Tools needed: 8mm socket and wrench, and then Bluetooth 42 Loctite would be handy. Good idea. We want to make sure that bolt doesn't come back out on us. All right, so real simple and easy. We're just going to remove that bolt right there. We are going to reuse it. Makes it a lot easier than having to put in some additional hardware that may or may not fit right. Threads are perfect. This bolt works great. It just takes an 8mm socket. All right, so that's all you need for this install. And right here is your bolt hold open. So you see how you can see that circular hole right there, much easier. So when you pull it back, you just push it right in. Very simple, straightforward, kind of a unique concept. So we'll take our little 8mm, we'll just loosen up this bolt right here. So you can see how it goes in there. You can see how it's got this bolt hold open feature on the factory charging handle. With the factory charging handle being shorter and more narrow, it's just not as easy to manipulate and operate, so it does leave something to be desired, and it looks a little crude too. Up here you just got a bolt. It could have a little more style, could have a little more function, so that's what we're about to introduce here. Really excited about it. All right, let's go ahead and open up our Hi-Point Carbine extended charging handle by MCARBO. Love the way this part turned out. A311 stress-proof carbon steel. Really can't beat this material. I mean, this thing is rock solid. Love this. And a premium proprietary black finish here. Love the way we're doing our coatings now. Really turns out great. It makes the part look premium. So that factory bolt, we're going to reuse it, but it's not going to look like this, where it looks like a piece of hardware sticking out the top, and all these grooves they put on there. It's pretty rough and it's small, so it's hard to really get good purchase on it. So you can get a good idea on the difference right there side by side. So you got a ton of little sharp edges here. You got some nice spiral grooves here throughout the charging handle, give you some grip, some texture, something to touch on, and it's a good touch point, good reference point. If you're not looking for your charging handle, just feel for it. You have that muscle memory, you know where it's at. And you can see we got the bolt hold open features there, which is nice. We carried that over, so same function, but it is much longer. Not too long. We don't want to be sticking way out there and snag on something, so we went just a little bit longer, give you that extra function, and also to cover up this bolt right here. So this bolt head sticking out just kind of makes it look cheap. So it's a good way to clean up the look of it, give you a little more performance, give you a little something to actually grab onto, get some good purchase there. And you can see too how much wider it is. So just wide enough to kind of get a more natural grip on it. Unless you got little baby hands. We wanted to make sure it was much more user-friendly. So much tighter tolerances, doesn't wobble around like the factory one does. Fits in there nice and snug. And it's still freedom of movement, and it captures that bolt head real nicely too, so you're not going to see it sticking out. So really premium look for the Hi-Point carbine. You know, we want to make something that would be, you know, a good way to dress them up. You know, no need to have kind of a cheap looking little tiny part on there. Your charging handles, man, that's something you're putting your hand on all the time. So we wanted to give you something to really spiff it up, enjoy some extra performance, and obviously too kind of clean up the look. So it just feels like they just kind of whipped this out, you know, afterthought more than something that they put a little time into. So excited about this, excited to hear what you guys think about it. So the install is really simple, really straightforward. Put the factory one down, grab a little blue 242 Loctite. All right, a little bit will do. You know, this is removable, so no need to worry there. All right, we'll drop her right in and we'll tighten it right up. All right, once you feel it get hand tight there, you know, you can just snug it up a little bit. You know, there will be that movement which is necessary in order to get the good operation, the bolt lock operation. And obviously you want your bolt to be able to move, so that's good. So it's nice and snug in there. You got the Loctite in there too, so we're covered. So you can see how it conceals that bolt head real nicely. You know, we didn't have to put any other hardware in there and try to make it fit. We designed this part to the factory part to make sure that we could use the OEM hardware, might as well. You know, it is kind of a strange bolt configuration. So just like the factory part, you know, this will move freely because we have to be able to pull it out to release the bolt, push it in to lock the bolt. So we just get it back to here, this little circular cutout, all right, and we just push it right in and it locks in place. All right, and then to release it, you just pull out, let it forward. So here's the factory charging handle. So you can kind of see how much shorter it is. You know, it's short and narrow. It's not even stubby. It doesn't even have that going for it. It was really nice we were able to do something for it here. You can see, you know, from this point of view, a little bit wider over here. You know, much more purchase, much more real estate, and not as sharp and crazy as this one. You don't need that much grip on there. You have a nice purchase, nice grip. You know, you do have some grooves in it here. All machined A311 stress-proof carbon steel, proprietary black finish. We love the way we're doing this finish now. So it's really going to dress it up and make it look like a much more custom Hi-Point carbine, which is the idea. Something customized, something that's going to work better for you than something stock factory off the shelf. Always cleaning up those little operations makes a world of difference. Makes you much more comfortable and confident with your firearm, and obviously more proficient. So really love what we did here. Looking forward to you guys' feedback on it. Well, there you have it, guys. Really simple, straightforward install for your new extended charging handle for your Hi-Point carbine. Works for all calibers and models. Love what we're able to do here. Machined from A311 stress-proof carbon steel. You cannot beat that. This thing is indestructible. Gives you a nice premium look for your Hi-Point carbine as well. Conceals the head of that bolt, unlike the factory charging handle where that bolt head's sticking out. Also got those nice machined grooves in there to give you the right amount of textured grip, not too much, not too little. Made it a little bit longer, a little bit wider, but not too much. You know, we were thinking about you guys and the possibility if it was too far, it hit something while you're shooting moving. We don't want that. So we want to make it as much benefit as possible with zero reductions in function or performance or anything like that. No compromises. So same functionality, which we love. It locked that bolt perfectly. And I like that concept that they did. You know, they got a charging handle that allows you to lock that bolt real easy. And with the Hi-Point carbine extra power recoil spring that a lot of guys are using and loving right now that we put out a little while back, this makes it a lot easier to operate the bolt. So it can be a little stiffer given the fact that it is extra power recoil spring, but this makes it so much easier to be able to lock that baby in, unlock it, lock it, unlock it. So really functional, useful upgrade for your Hi-Point carbine. Really looking forward to what you guys think about it. Thank you, MCARBO Brotherhood, for all your ideas and your support. As always, happy shooting.